안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Friday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon-soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-celebrations, K-sports, K-everything. Now Friday means we have our Friday co-host Bella Kim joining us in the studio. Hello Bella.
Hi Soa, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
And happy Friday to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella here to co-host and fill you guys in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
And I'm also excited to introduce Choi Soo-hyung, our Arirang News Features reporter. Thanks for joining us on the program.
Hi Soo-young.
Thank you. Hello Soa and Bella. And viewers from across the world, I'm Choi Soo-hyung, Arirang's News Features reporter.
So Soo-young, yesterday was Teacher's Day or 스승의 날 here in Korea, May 15th. And also, as Bella and I mentioned before, it was also the birthday of King Sejong. And it looks like these 2 days are going to be officially celebrated together from now on?
That's right. As you mentioned, starting from this year, from now on, for the first time, Teacher's Day is also being marked as King Sejong's birthday. In Korean, 세종대왕 나신날. I went to the venue for the very first celebration event yesterday, and many people just enjoyed experiencing one of his greatest achievements, the creation of Hangul, the Korean letter. Let's take a look. People press a seal engraved with Korean letters, Hangul. They also try printing Hangul, made up of consonants and vowels, by themselves. This is Hunminjeongeum, the original Hangul created in 1443.
We just came to look around and then we just witnessed it and we started to do Hangul, and it was really nice actually. It was so fun to do.
I think if you once try it out, you can learn it easy.
So she learned Korean for 3 months now, so and Hangul was really easy.
Yeah, and it was easy. For me, at least it was easy.
Born on May 15, 1397, King Sejong the Great is regarded as one of the greatest monarchs in Korean history. He made important contributions to Korean culture, including in science, the arts, and agriculture. Among his contributions is Hangul, the Korean letters. May 15th is National Teachers' Day. Last year, the government also designated as a day to celebrate the anniversary of the birth of King Sejong, the teacher of the Korean nation, and honor his achievements. The first official celebration of the newly designated day was held at Gyeongbokgung Palace on Thursday. Many events were held to revive the significance of Hangul's creation and his legacy. Modern Hangul, made up of 24 letters, is easy to learn and has a unique design. As Korean culture spreads around the world, more people are interested in learning it.
Thanks to the global popularity of K-content, Hangul is gaining attention worldwide. Its simple shapes and small number of characters make it easy to learn, so many people want to study it. But Hangul is more than just a writing system. Its unique design is also admired globally as a form of visual art.
More than 6 centuries since his birth, King Sejong's legacy spreads across the world through Hangul.
Wow, looks very exciting there at Gyeongbokgung Palace. Then Soo-young, why was May 15th actually chosen as the official commemorative day of the birth of King Sejong?
Right, we already have a Hangul Day on October 9th as a national holiday, but when people think about the King Sejong, they usually remember him just the creator and inventor of Hangul. But actually, he made remarkable achievements across nearly every field, literally. He focused on making life better for his people. This includes many scientific tools for use in agriculture so that farmers could work more efficiently, and improved laws and policies to protect the common people from injustice. That's why the government designated King Sejong's birthday as the national day, celebrating the cultural pride he helped build.
So we have 2 occasions in the year where we can actually celebrate King Sejong. But Soo-young, tell us a little more about Hangul, although we're not celebrating Hangul Day, but could you tell us a little bit more about Hangul?
Because we of course know how beautiful and creative Hangul is, but for overseas viewers who are not so familiar or haven't discovered this beauty of Hangul yet, please tell us a little bit more about Hangul.
Yeah, just Hangul is too familiar for us because we are who is the using one. But actually, yes, the original version of Hangul called Hunminjeongeum means the the right sounds to teach the people. At first, it had 28 letters, but over about 600 years, 4 letters disappeared, and now we use 24 letters. The beauty of Hangul is that it's a writing system where we know exactly who made it, and where, and when, why, and how. That's pretty rare thing. People say Hangul is easy to learn, but you might not really believe it until you try it. Like those 2 sisters from Germany we met before, they told me they took only a couple hours to memorize all 24 letters. Yeah, it was really easy for them, actually.
Well, I can kind of relate to that because German is one of the languages that are easily pronounced in Hangul. So I can kind of relate to that, why it's especially easier for those 2 sisters from Germany to memorize the Hangul letters.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, exciting stuff, Soo-young. I think from now on, I'm going to admire King Sejong even more.
Yes.
And happy belated 세종대왕 나신날.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
See you next time.
See you next time.
And now time for some K-entertainment news with Bella Kim. Bella, let's kick off with an impressive story on Korean stars making it onto this year's Forbes list.
Yes, that is correct. On Wednesday, American magazine Forbes announced the list of 30 Under 30 Asia 2025, and a number of Korean stars were selected on the list under the entertainment and sports category, including Stray Kids. Forbes noted Stray Kids are the 3rd K-pop group to top Billboard main album chart Billboard 200, and they also stated that Stray Kids gained worldwide popularity by creating rock hits that follow their instincts. Along with Stray Kids, actors Go Min-si and Hae-rin, boy group Big Ocean, who also appeared, one of the members, on our show, and chef Kwon Sung-joon, the winner of Netflix Culinary Class Wars Season 1, also made onto this list. 30 Under 30 Asia is a list where Forbes selects 30 leaders under the age of 30 each year in 10 different sectors, such as finance, art, entertainment, and sports across Asia-Pacific region.
Wow, it's really great to see those familiar names on this list.
Right.
Now, for our next story, we move on to a collaboration between K-pop and classical music.
That's correct. SM Classics, a classic and jazz label under SM Entertainment, announced that it will hold a K-pop orchestra concert in collaboration with the world-renowned symphony orchestra, Vienna Symphony. This performance is a special project included in the regular concert lineup of Vienna Symphony for the 2025-26 season. It is set to take place on February 16th of next year, so still a little bit of time left at Vienna Concert House. This collaboration is very significant as it combines SM Classics, which captures the essence of K-pop through classical reinterpretation with the world-class performance of the Vienna Symphony, providing a highly immersive experience. And not only that, it is actually the very first attempt to bring K-pop to the European classical stage in a standalone concert itself. Meanwhile, the SM Classics plans to actively pursue the performance and score intellectual property licensing business, aiming to spread its original IP worldwide, and they will also meet with domestic audiences at a concert in Seoul in August.
Wow, excited to see how those two sound together.
I know.
Now, for our last story, Bella, yesterday you introduced us to some upcoming Korean series, and I think the genre was thriller and crime. I know that's your favorite.
Yes.
But you're going to talk about another thriller or crime series coming up.
Right, another series that I'm very looking forward to. The upcoming series Hunter with the Scalpel has revealed its teaser poster. The newly released poster immediately grabs attention with the intense visual of Park Ju-hyun and also Park Yong-woo and Kang-hoon, setting a thrilling tone. The new series is a psychological crime thriller that follows the story of Seon, a brilliant yet troubled forensic pathologist. While conducting an autopsy, Seon uncovers evidence linking her father to a murder. So to protect her dark past from being revealed, Seon embarks on a race against time to catch her father before the police does. Hunter with the Scalpel is set to be released on U+ TV, U+ Mobile TV, and also Disney Plus on June 16th.
Well, I'm really anticipating these series of
Yes.
thriller series to come out.
I
And
know.
thank you, Bella, for those K-Enter updates.
Yes,
Stick
I'll
around.
stick around.
And now let's move over to our AI anchor, Adi, for other culture-related news. Adi?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The government will send a delegation led by Culture Minister Yoo In-chul to Pope Leo XIV's inaugural Mass set for Sunday in the Vatican. Minister Yoo will be accompanied by Oh Hyun-ju, the Korean ambassador to the Holy See. Yoo previously headed the official delegation sent to offer condolences following the passing of Pope Francis last month. The inauguration will see Pope Leo XIV presented with symbolic items in front of royalty, world leaders, and religious figures, marking the official start of the new pontiff's papacy. An exhibition that embraces individuals with diverse physical conditions has kicked off at the Seoul branch of the National Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art. The exhibition, Looking After Each Other, reimagines how museums can engage with different bodies through works of painting, sculpture, architecture, and performance by Korean and international artists. Organized around 3 thematic sections: inclining bodies, odd communities, and when different bodies meet. The exhibition presents 40 works that celebrate body diversity and vulnerability as a form of connection and strength. It runs through July 20th. The 2025 Haeundae Sand Festival, Korea's largest sand-themed event, opened today for a 4-day run along the shores of Haeundae Beach in Busan. Under the theme K-Culture Meets Sand, this year's event celebrates the festival's 20th anniversary, showcasing more than 20 large-scale sand sculptures inspired by K-elements such as Hangul and K-pop. 14 acclaimed artists from Korea and abroad have been invited to create works that reinterpret traditional and contemporary aspects of Korean culture through sand. Launched in 2005, the Haeundae Sand Festival has grown into one of the country's leading eco-friendly cultural festivals, drawing more than 1 million visitors last year. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
It's time for the latest in the world of K-sports. With Korean athletes' growing presence on the global stage, though, be it baseball, football, or golf, we've got a lot of sports news happening overseas to talk about today. And for that, we're joined by our sportscaster, Jason Lee, in the studio. Hello, Jason. Happy Friday.
Hello, hello, Bella.
So, Jason, let's start with Korea's biggest athletes abroad. We're going to start off with baseball and Lee Jung-hoo, because he's been red hot lately.
Oh, talk about it. Absolutely. Lee Jung-hoo has homered in back-to-back games, including number 6 on the season most recently. Lee Jung-hoo's, never really been known as a power guy. I think even in Korea, his career high for home runs was 23. That was back in 2022, his last KBO season. And then, he's hitting now basically on pace to hit 20 home runs in the majors. So he is off to a great start. It's really showing that he's playing more comfortably. He's got more confidence going with him. I think the fans are certainly embracing him as well. And he's even been mentioned in possible all-star game talk and maybe even MVP votes by the end of the season, now that we're a quarter of the way through the season.
Right, and I think also one of his achievements earlier this week, the 3-run home run, was on day of Korean Heritage Night. And I think that's happening with baseball in the US and MLB. They're kind of acknowledging Korean culture.
Absolutely. And, a lot of baseball teams actually do this. Lee Jung-hoo didn't play for the Giants until last season, but they've actually had Korean Heritage Night for the last decade. So they've actually done this even when they didn't have Koreans on the team. Now that they do, obviously, it's great for him. He was sad that he couldn't be in the game last year when they celebrated it because he was injured. But being in the game this year, I think he wanted to hit a home run for them. So being able to do something that you set out to do, obviously, it shows, where his streak is at in terms of his abilities. And obviously the fans were all rewarded because there were a lot of Koreans on hand to watch that.
Right. Very meaningful.
And Lee Jung is doing great. Another MLB player that is playing right now is Kim Hae-sung. And previously, Jason, you did say that Kim Hae-sung would likely join the Dodgers again in late April, maybe early May. And indeed, that's actually really happened. So what's going on with him? How's he doing?
As hot as Lee Jung-hoo has been lately, Kim Hae-sung might be even hotter. I don't know if that's even possible, but it took a couple of injuries for Kim Hae-sung to get the call up, specifically to Tommy Edman, who, by the way, is actually half Korean. He played for Korea in the World Baseball Classic. But anyways, Kim Hae-sung got called up to the Dodgers just after we spoke a couple of weeks ago on May the 3rd. Now, since then, he has been on fire. He just hit his first Major League home run yesterday. He was 2 for 2 in that game. And then today, this morning, just a couple of hours ago, he finished 3 for 3 with a double, a stolen base, 3 runs scored. He is just having a huge last week. And he's now started in 8 games. Of the 8 games that he has started, he's had hits in 7 of those games. And 4 of those games, he's had multi-hit games. His batting average right now, .429. Obviously, best in the team. It's a small sample size. His OPS is over 1,000. He is doing ridiculously good so far. When Tommy Edman eventually is healthy, they might have to just keep Kim Hae-sung in the lineup. We'll see what happens.
Looking forward to his action in the coming weeks and months. Now, Jason, continuing with Korean athletes abroad, but we're going to move over to football and to Europe. Son Heung-min is finally back in action.
Yes, he is indeed. Finally, as you mentioned. He didn't start, but he did sub in for Tottenham's 2-0 loss to Crystal Palace last weekend. Son entered the game in the 58th minute with his side already down 2-0. And it's been a tough season for both Son and Tottenham. They're now in 17th place out of the 20 teams. And of course, teams 18, 19, and 20, they get relegated down to the English League Championship. The good news is that there's no chance of that actually happening because the bottom three teams are actually a good 16 points below Tottenham at 17, and there's only 2 games left. So Tottenham will likely finish the season at 17, 15, 16, something around that with 2 games remaining. They play Aston Villa tomorrow morning, so we'll see how much Son Heung-min plays in that game, hopefully a little bit more than he did last weekend.
Well, it's great to see him having recovered from his injury. But Jason, Son Heung-min has also been in the news lately regarding a blackmailing case. What's that about?
Okay, so this just broke yesterday. So it's too early to really jump to conclusions of any sort, but basically a woman in her 20s, a man in his 40s were apprehended this week after Son Heung-min filed a complaint that they were trying to extort money from him, threatening to defame him if he didn't comply. So we'll see if anything more comes of this, but my guess is that it's going to blow over pretty quickly. It's just kind of the news of the day for the moment. But yeah, I don't expect anything major to come of this long term.
Let's hope so. I mean, those are the downsides of being a celebrity athlete.
People trying to take advantage of your fame.
And another soccer player we want to talk about that's playing abroad right now is Lee Kang-in. And, you know, he's basically been benched by PSG with his team now in the Champions League finals. But the team that they actually beat are related to Lee Kang-in, I heard. What's going on with that?
That's right. Lee Kang-in's team, Paris Saint-Germain, they beat Arsenal in the semi-final leg, 2-1 last weekend to advance on aggregates to the Champions League final. This is huge, okay, to get to the Champions League final for any Korean. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, for Lee Kang-in, he hasn't been playing. He didn't play the most recent game or the previous leg of the semi-final. So interestingly, however, the team that they beat in the semifinal was Arsenal, and there's been a lot of rumors that Arsenal is very, very interested in Lee Kang-in with the summer transfer window coming up. Interestingly, they were actually interested in him in the winter as well, but nothing actually came of that. The reason for this connection is because Arsenal's sporting director, Andrea Berta, tried to sign Lee Kang-in back when he was with Atletico Madrid and Lee Kang-in was playing for Mallorca in La Liga. So now that Lee Kang-in hasn't been seeing a lot of playing time as of late, there's been rumors that he's disgruntled and that he might welcome a transfer to a team that wants his services more, that would, play him more often. And it seems like Arsenal is feeling that way. So perhaps I think there's a good chance that he might enter the transfer window this summer.
We'll see how that goes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Keep us updated.
And yesterday was actually Teachers' Day, and I noticed that Lee Kang-in, he on that occasion mentioned late coach Yoo Sang-chul, who trained Lee Kang-in when he was just a 슛돌이. I don't know if you guys watched that back then,
TV show, right?
Yes, which was an entertainment program where Lee Kang-in was still a kid and was trained for football. Well, let's see what the future holds for him. And now we're going to move on to golf. Korea already has a 3rd win on the LPGA Tour this year, and this thanks to Ryu Hae-ran.
Absolutely. And of course, Koreans won just 3 events all of last year. That was a 13-year low, but thanks to Ryu Hae-ran, she shot a final round 8 under 64. She blew away the field with a 5-stroke victory at the Black Desert Championship in Utah. 9 other Koreans, by the way, finished in the top 40. So Korea very well represented, 25% of the top 40 in the tournament. And I should also mention that Kim Hyo-ju, who was one of the winners among the Koreans this year, she's got one of those 3 wins, and she went on to win the Ladies European Tour event, which was held in Korea last weekend. She actually defended her title as she finished 7 under through 3 rounds of the event. That was in Goyang, just north of Seoul, but congratulations to her. So a couple of victories for her, one on the LPGA Tour and another in the European Ladies Tour as well.
Well, congrats to you. And just before I let you go, Jason, a quick update on domestic sports news as well. What's the KBO looking like? What are the big stories right now?
Yeah, the KBO, we're basically a quarter of the way through the season now. The LG Twins are still in first place as they're riding a 6-game winning streak. Hanwha was actually in first place for a bit, but LG's streak put them back on top while the Eagles are currently in a 3-game skid. And I would definitely say that this is one of the biggest stories in terms of Hanwha's rise. I mean, they have been the league doormats for so many years. Making the playoffs last 2018, and they had a 10-year playoff drought before that one playoff appearance. And many of those years, they were actually finishing last place out of the 10 teams or last out of the 8 teams when they had 8 teams. So they've been so bad for so long, but the fact that they've been in first for a bit this late in the season, they're still in second place right now, just 2 games behind LG. I'm sure fans in Daejeon who cheer for Hanwha are very, very jubilant right now.
I've seen some stories on SNS, Hanwha fans definitely posting, stories on saying like, yes, it's history. Very excited.
They've been going crazy. By the way, Cody Ponce, their ace as of late, he's 7-0 in the season, the league's best ERA at 1.68. He was named Player of the Month for April, so he's really been leading the charge for the team. And as you mentioned, all the fans have got to been going nuts right now.
They're crazy.
It's very interesting to see this shift happening.
Yeah, that's what we like. We like to see parity in sports.
Right.
Everyone have a chance to win.
Right, of course. Well, thank you very much, Jason, for those updates, and we're going to see you back soon.
Yep.
Thank you, Jason.
No problem.
And thank you, Bella, as always. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, I'll see you back next week.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back next week, Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Korea time.